Christian McCaffrey ran hard last year in the NFC title game, last season in the NFC title game, January 29th at the Link. He's going to have to run hard again, and I have no doubt he will. Running the football to set up your play-action pass. Running the football at Philadelphia, that's where it all starts. And that's where it ends for the 49ers. Running the football and controlling the line of scrimmage. Last year in that NFC title game, the Eagles controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Offensive line dominated the Niners front. Nick Bosa was nowhere to be found, nowhere to be heard from. Lane Johnson shut him down. Jason Kelsey ate up Armstead and Kinlaw in the middle. Now he's going to go at his former teammate in Hargrave. And on the other side of the ball, it's a big game for the right side. Colt McKivitz, whether it's Feliciano, whether it's Burford, who, by the way, did not play well in that NFC title game and was out with an injury for a while in that game. Burford was standing on the sideline for a big chunk of that NFC title game. Burford, Feliciano, McKivitz, and Brindle are on the clock. They're on the spot here. How they hold up on the offensive line can go a long way to a Niners victory.
You bring up CMC. I had a long discussion with Evan on Friday reacting to the game. And this isn't just the reaction to one game. This is the body of work as a 49er. He has 29 touchdowns in 25 games. It's crazy. So, look, B, you know you always talk about people don't listen now in sports radio.
They don't.
Right?
They don't.
So
they don't listen to me. That's for sure.
Well, let's have a sophisticated conversation here about Christian McCaffrey. I believe Jerry Rice is the greatest football player who ever lived. We could argue. I'll listen to a variety of players. You want to say Tom Brady? I'll listen to that. You want to say Jim Brown or, Walter Payton or somebody? I'll listen to that. You want to say Lawrence Taylor? I'll listen to that. I personally, for my money, I'm taking Jerry Rice. Now, what Jerry did in a 49er uniform, that resume, no one will top. 17 years, 16 years of excellence. Like, since day one to the end, excellence. Outside of that little bit of injury. I don't know if Jerry was the most physically gifted player to ever play the game, though. Like, I think I will listen to the argument about, Randy Moss or Terrell Owens or someone else, because I think what made Jerry Rice was he wasn't the most gifted
physically. Where are you
physically.
going here?
Is CMC the most physically gifted offensive player the Niners have ever had? Not saying he's the most accomplished.
In the franchise history?
Yes. Not saying he's the most accomplished. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying he's been a better 49er than Jerry Rice. I'm saying, I think Jerry's number one. What's the hole in CMC's game?
T.O.
That's why I'm asking.
Physically gifted. Ricky Waters.
But T.O. had the drops, right?
But he corrected those drops. Hey, somebody said, oh, you can't catch T.O. What did he say? Yeah. You're right. The only catch, I catch flights to Honolulu.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
But Bonte, that was a weakness of his game. I look at I look at Christian McCaffrey. I don't think he has a weakness. What I'm watching right now, he could run block.
Did Roger Craig have a weakness?
Pass block. What?
Roger Craig have a weakness? He played fullback and running back, and he's basically what Christian McCaffrey is now. He set the template for going 1,000.
Look, I think Roger Craig was awesome.
He was a physical freak. The high knees, the big trunk. Thighs, the big legs.
See, that's a great question. I'm just saying, I look at right now CMC's game. He has no hole. Best hands on the team. Maybe the best route runner on the team outside of Ayuk. His option, the little option running back play with Brock Purdy is flawless. In terms of power run game, he's got that. In terms of burst and acceleration by people, he's got that. The guy has no hole in his game. Vision, toughness, physicality. He could kill you on any play at any given time. I know it sounds absurd. I'm asking out loud. Is this in terms of the body of work not the body of work, in terms of the talent, not the body of work, talent, is this the most talented player to ever put on a Niner uniform?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, is he in the top 10? I don't know.
25 games, he's got 3 fumbles.
I hear you. Ricky Waters is pretty damn talented. He can play wide receiver and running back. Patrick Willis is pretty damn talented. Ronnie Lott was pretty damn talented.
Offense.
All right, just offense? Okay,
offense.
All right. Oh, Roger Craig.
Apologies if I didn't
Ricky
clarify.
Waters. Garrison Hurst was pretty damn good.
Garrison Hurst not better than CMC.
He was pretty damn good.
No, he was really good. CMC's a first-ballot Hall of Fame talent.
Ricky Waters is a first-ballot Hall of Fame talent. He's on the Hall of Fame for what reason? I have no idea.
Well, because he went to some subpar teams.
Right. Roger Craig should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He was on the 80s All-Decade team in an era full of great running backs, right? T.O. was pretty damn special. John Taylor was pretty damn special.
John Taylor's not on the same
John
level.
Taylor was special.
No, he's awesome.
Come on, man. Punt returner, reverse runner, hands, route running,
John Taylor's
90-yard
not a
touchdowns,
Hall of Fame talent.
Speed, John Taylor was special.
He was really good.
Special.
I mean, we're talking about all-time greats. What you're seeing from Christian McCaffrey in
a Niners
games,
uniform. In a Niners uniform.
I'm just throwing it out there.
No. You can't put in nobody above Jerry Rice. You can't. Even Terrell Owens put in 8 years. 8 years as a Niner.
Again, it's not body of work. I'm saying.
No, it's not body of work. It's just talent. T.O., the physical frame, the speed.
T.O. I will listen to.
You ever see anybody catch T.O. from behind?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and the toughness is underrated. He played with a groin injury in the playoffs and destroyed the New York Giants. I'm just looking at CMC. There's a reason this guy was taken in the top 10, and if he continues on this trajectory, he will go to Canton. That's hard. Running backs are very difficult in this era to sustain excellence for many, many years, especially when you hit that 400 touch mark. But what you're seeing with this guy in a Niner uniform, that's how great he's been. In 25 games, the guy has 30 touchdowns. He leads the NFL. Now, Raheem Mostert's right behind him in touchdowns. He's got 17 touchdowns this year, 16 touchdowns. He's been amazing.
Frank Gore was pretty damn good.
Frank Gore was awesome.
Right?
I think Christian McCaffrey's better than Frank Gore.
Frank Gore's a three-down back.
Frank Gore is a better Niner, body of work. He was never a better football player than CMC.
For the prime of his career, Frank Gore had some years, 1,695 yards.
That was his second year in the league.
Exactly. And he played on some terrible teams where he was the only factor offensively.
CMC in 25 games has close to 3,000
I understand what he has. I understand what that's why he's my MVP. That's why he's my MVP. He's the MVP of his football team. He's the most indispensable, outside of Trent Williams, the most indispensable player on this football team.
Agreed.
So that's where I'm at. But there ain't nobody better than Jerry Rice pound for pound. I'm sorry. Talent-wise, speed, hands, route running, just being a football player.
But isn't that
even
crazy?
Talent, even
it
talent,
crazy that it's even a conversation?
No, it's not crazy. Why is it crazy?
Well, because
the guy was a top 10 pick.
But I think we all knew he was good, not this good.
No, the reason why I brought up Christian McCaffrey to trade last season, because I knew he was this damn good. I watched all those games at Stanford. Matter of fact, I worked a lot of those games at Stanford and watched him up close and personal. Said, damn, this guy should have been a Heisman Trophy winner. He should have been a Heisman Trophy winner. But also, when you talk about physical freaks, Vernon Davis ran at 4.5, 40.
Yeah, but Vernon couldn't
4.3, 4.3. He caught enough. He caught enough to be a factor.
I know, but I'm talking about holes in the game, excellence in terms of what we're seeing right now. This guy is as good as it gets at the position.
Vernon Davis was a great blocker. Now, was he a great route runner? No, but he ran by guys.
Oh, no, he was a great Niner.
When he didn't get the ball in his hands,
great Niner.
You did not want to tackle him.
But right now, I'm not sure when it's all said and done, Kittle's not going to surpass him as the greatest Niner tight end. And I hold Vernon in high regard.
He may. McCaffrey's great, but I'm not going to call it. Jerry Rice exists for a reason.
This is why I said it. Jerry, I hold in the highest regard.
And it's early. Let's go to Robert.
And this is out of respect to CMC and Jerry Rice. I'm not disrespecting anyone. This is how highly I think of CMC.
I think we underrated McCaffrey before he got here. We forgot about McCaffrey.
Exactly.
And I'm thinking to myself, which is why I wanted him to be traded for. It's like, go get him out of Carolina right now.
Better than
they're rebuilding. Nah, he is. We forget he went 1,000 with Carolina.
Yeah, but I didn't know he was this tough.
You can't name another wide receiver.
I know, I didn't know he was this tough. I didn't know he could run between the tackles as well.
That's all he did at Stanford.
But I didn't know if it would translate in the NFL.
That's all he did at Stanford was run between the tackles and just truck people and run angle routes. We played the highlights when he got traded here, the USC Pac-12 game, where he had he had a punt return, a receiving touchdown, and a rushing touchdown. Against Iowa in the Rose Bowl, first play of the game, boom, 80 yards, touchdown on the angle route. What we did, he was in our backyard. So McCaffrey is who I thought he was, which is why I'm saying don't take him off the football field. Give him all the touches in the world. I don't want to see Eli Mitchell. In the game in the first quarter. I don't want to see him in the second quarter.
Eli was on that drive where they scored the touchdown, Brandon Ayuk.
In the second half, right?
Yes, because you set him up in the earlier in the game. He had 4 really good runs on that drive. So
I remember doing the draft show with Papa and Fortball at the Paramount Theater. And we were talking about McCaffrey. Kansas City traded up, and we all thought, oh, boy, Andy Reid is going to get his Brian Westbrook.
To this day,
my God.
Rocco reminds me all the time, we should have taken – he wanted McCaffrey. He was the only Niner fan that I knew that wanted McCaffrey. All the others were like, you can't take a running back. It's a luxury pick and da-da-da. Looking back, they righted that wrong because they took Solomon Thomas, obviously traded down, and acquiring him right now is the perfect godsend. He was born to play in this offense.
Let's go to Rob Bruto. Rob, what's happening?
What's going on, fellas? Look, man, CMC having a great season. He has one of the all-time great seasons for a Niner running back. But the most talented offensive player, man, let's stop that. Let's not do that.
I'm just asking out loud.
T.O. I watched T.O. with guys like J.J. Stokes and Ty Streets. I watched T.O. take 5-yard slants and go 80 with it. I watched T.O. take all the criticism and still put out on the field. Don't do that. Jerry Rice. You talking about guys like Ricky Waters. You talking about let's speak on Vernon Davis. Vernon Davis got more memorable plays in the playoffs and touchdowns than Kittle does. So to say Kittle is on Kittle, he's one of the top 3, but he's not better than Vernon as of right now. And then we look at but CMC, he's having the LaDainian Tomlinson type season. The season LaDainian Tomlinson had was that 06, 07, one of those years. So yeah, but in terms of the most talented 49er offensively, come on, man, don't do that. Don't do that. You know better than that. You know better than that. Come on now.
The guy has close to 3,000 all-purpose yards in 25 games and 29 touchdowns. I think he's thrown his name into the mix as one of the great Niners of all time in less than a year and a half. Like, I don't think it's some slanderous thing to these other guys. I'm respecting the legacy. No one will touch the resume of Jerry Rice. No one. He's one of the greatest, again, on most people's...
We're disrespecting Ricky Waters. The Niners of the 90s wasn't the same once Ricky Waters signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. Do we forget how good Ricky Waters was?
No one is saying that. I'm asking. That's why we're having the conversation.
Yeah, I guess. Go ahead, Rob. Finish up. How you feel about the game on Sunday?
Oh, yeah. See, this game right here, I really want to see what the defensive line goes, because I really felt like last year we used the quarterback as an excuse. There's no excuse for you to be getting pushed around on the defensive line. I watched Bosa. I watched Kinlaw. They got pushed around. They got bullied. I watched Warner get bullied. So even if we do lose this game, I want to see the defense step up and don't ever get bullied like that again. Great defenses don't get pushed around. I don't care who the quarterback is. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, and they didn't get pushed around on the other side of the ball. Yeah. So I need that D-line to really step up. Yeah. That was embarrassing.
No,
the loss was different, but getting bullied like that, no, we don't get down like that. So I need to see that.